Let me share my screen. Okay, let's say here I'm trying to create a sales order. Let's say, okay, let's assume that we don't know whether which one is master and which one is transactional. Okay, because initial days you may have this kind of confusion. Once you start working, you clearly know what is master data and what is transactional thing you're changing. But yeah, initial days you may get confused. So let me tell you how you can identify. Like initial days, even I also used to get confused. Like here also, few fields are what do you call in editable mode, and I can enter few things here, right? And here also, let's open VOV8. Okay, VOV8 is a T code or to create a what do you call sales document type. Let's try to create one. Here also, it's how do you call it's editable field. Here still I can enter few things, right? Let's say I'm entering my name or something, or let's say something I entered, okay, like this. Now see, let me see first whether this is able to save or not. Let me put plant as well. Yeah. Now see, I know which one is master, which one is transactional data, or which one is configurational data, right? But let's assume we don't know, because if someone who is not familiar with SAP, he may get confused. Both are like editable only. Here also I can enter some things. Here also it's editable. So how during my initial day I'll differentiate whether I'm doing any config change or I'm doing any transactional or master data. So first let me ask you, what is a transport request? What is TR?
Here is like a code to to copy the data. Like
No.
here code we have a data, so that code
Very basic function. What a TR does actually? Transport request. What is the use of TR? What for SAP has this TR and why we use it?
When we do any changes, so it gets saved in TR,
Right.
and we have two type of TR. This
Yeah, that's enough. That's
documents.
enough. That's enough. So basically, a TR is something which is required whenever I'm doing any configurational change. Okay, not change. Okay, let's talk about specific. If you answer specifically, so a TR is a object or is a kind of bucket which we will be using when we are doing any config change, right? Or let's say any development team is doing any development, they will also need a TR. Okay. Now, so let's say I don't know which one. As I said, let's say there are two screens, right? The left one and the right one. I don't know which one is configurational data and which one is my transactional data. Okay. Now, if I save this one, okay, let's save it, copy, and then we'll save it. Wait, target. Okay, it has to be different. Let us put some different name. Let's say 6. Yes. Copy. Now, see, when I clicked on save, what it is asking? Pop-up came, right? What is asking? What for this pop-up came? It is asking some TR number only, right?
Right,
So
right.
that means whatever we did so far in the right side of the screen, that was something related to configuration. That's why it is asking a TR number. Now see, when I save this one, the left side, it's a create sales order. Now since you know this create sales order transactional error, but let's behave I don't know. I did something, I did some changes, I entered something manually, and then I'm clicking on save. It has not asked me the TR number. Okay, this is not a what do you call a traditional method, but it's a kind of trick you can use to know the difference whether it's a configuration or some sort of master or transactional data. Okay, so it's very basic difference actually. Since it asked me for a TR, that means it's something related to config only. That's why it is asking me the TR. Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
So changes that are done in the configuration will
Mhm.
have a TR, right?
Will require a tier, not will have a tier.
Yeah,
Basically, as I
yeah,
said, yeah, it's a
we
bucket, right?
require.
When you do a changes, you need something to store that. Yeah, one more thing actually, you should notice here. See, when I created this and when I'm trying to save this, it is asking a TR number. Okay, let's put it. Let's click OK. Okay, it has gave me the data is saved. Okay, now see one more difference here. I went to T code VOV8 to create my sales document, right? I have created this document type, but let's say I'm not going out of this transaction and I'm still going inside again, and let's say I'm doing another change here. Okay, let's say okay, let's change this one because anyway we created this one, so we can change it. Now say let's say I'm changing it to 7 or 6, anything. Now also I change it, but now when I save it, it is not asking me TR number. Why? Because I have not came out of that VOV8 screen yet. System is assuming whatever I am doing, that is part of a one set of changes. So that's why it is not asking me the TR number again and again. Once I go back completely from the VOV8, okay, let me go back. See, still I'm in the VOV8 screen only, so that's why it is not asking. Again, if I go to any document type, if I change anything, it will not ask me TR. But once I go back completely from VOV8, I came to easy access now. Now again, if I go to VOV8, now system will again ask me. Let's say, let's go to again the document type which we created. I think ZIN6. Now if I'm doing any change, let's say the change in the name of this description only. Okay, let's say put something else. Okay, now let's try to save it. You see, again it is asking the TR. Okay, so that's the basic and another way of working of SAP actually. When it will ask TR and it will ask us. Okay, so sometimes you may think, okay, I'm doing config change, but system is not asking me TR. Why? Because you are doing all the changes in one flow only. So system assumes these all changes are required to be stored in one TR only. Necessarily, it will not ask TR number again and again. Okay.
Configuration change we can only do in T code VOVA.
No, any change. There are a lot of T codes actually. As I said, the configuration, whatever you will be doing in SPRO. I just gave you one example actually. Okay, so whatever you do in this SPRO IMG implementation guide, whatever you do here, these all are configurations only. So there are a number of T code. I just gave you one example. Okay, that if you're doing any configuration change, it will definitely ask you a TR. Without TR, that configuration cannot. I mean, the configuration change cannot be stored. And as I said, once you do changes in development system, any configuration you do, you need it to move it to quality and then you need to move it to the production system, live system, right? So how you will move it? Something you need to give it to your base system, right? Boss, I move this TR. So what is the TR? What the TR contains actually? The TR contains your changes only, whatever you have done. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I don't know till where we can do this. Let me see. This is all I think we covered. All also we covered. Next time, just remember the page number, okay? Where I think we were about to start this one, right? Enterprise structure only, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now, whenever I'm creating any sales order, you must have seen I was entering something, right? Let's say again I'm going to VA01 screen again, VA01. So I'm entering a order type, then I'm entering this, see, organizational data, like which sales org, which distribution channel, which division, something I need to enter, some sales area basically. Okay, see, these all things we call it organizational structure data. Okay, how SAP SD interface structure. See, SAP, if you someone asks you what is the interface structure, so then that question should be asked like this: what is the enterprise structure of SAP SD? because every module has their own what do you call process and own way of working. Okay, but overall, every as I said, and if any company is running SAP and every company is using any ERP, then definitely there will be a company code, right? That's what company code you can assume as a legal entity which is registered to the government. Okay, this is the company name. Let's say Tata Steel. So Tata Steel is a company. Government also recognizes Tata Steel as a company who will be doing business, who is given the license to do business, right? And then he will be, I mean, the Tata Steel will be submitting the ITR and everything, right? The GST and all. Okay, so let's go one by one. So all this, the company code, the sales org, we all, these all things we call it organizational unit. Okay, now let's go one by one. So first is your company code. Company code is something, as I said, anything you do, you buy something, you sell something, you produce something, okay, you give some maintenance kind of stuff, anything you do, these all things are happening under one company code only, right? So the highest level of reporting in happens at the company code level. Even if I create a sales order at what is my highest organizational structure in SAP SD, that is sales org. But eventually my sales org is also somehow related to some company code only, right? It's not individual item or individual what do you call entity that is reporting to the government, or the government recognizes the sales org. Government only recognizes the company code, which is actually registered in the government portal, that company. So that we call it company code. Okay, and I said everything, the purchasing, the production, the sales, everything, profit loss, how much GST tax they had to pay, everything is calculated and done on a company code level. Okay, this we don't define actually. Company code we don't define. Then who defines the company code? The FI consultant will be defining the company code. But you need to know which company code you are creating. Let's say we created some sales order, right? Just now, let's go to that sales order. So as I said, even though I'm creating a sales order, somehow this sales order is also under one company code umbrella only, right? There will be some top level kind of stuff, right? If I go to header, if I go to billing, you see, company code to be billed. This was our company code, right? I believe Yojana must be remembering, because one may not be remembering that, that's fine. So you see, this is my company code. Okay, this we have created earlier. So what I'm trying to say basically, any reporting happens at the highest level of company code level only. Okay, and we don't define it. The FI consultant will be defining it. We will be using the same company code. Let's say they created some ZALK, or in our case, let's say we have defined ZCON. Okay, you can also define, since this is a testing system or a development system, you can also define that, fine. But in live system, when you will be actually working for some company, or as a consultant or a support consultant, that time you will not create the company code with that CON and all. That finance consultant has to do it. They will give you, this is my company code, then you will use it. As I said, when I created the sales order, and my for sales order or my sales process, my sales org is the highest organizational structure. But again, that sales org is some hazard, I mean that sales org also is linked to this company code only. Okay, we'll see all those where it is coming from. Okay, but as of now, just remember these things. Okay, so it could be a 4-digit code. You can put anything, any number. It could be alphanumeric, so you can put anything. And yeah, so this is what we call as company code. Now, few companies you must have heard that Reliance Group, right? Reliance also runs a lot of businesses, Reliance Oil, Reliance Trend, Reliance Fresh, right? Like Tata Steel also had, Tata Group is a group company. Then it also had a lot of different individual companies like Tata Steel, Tata BlueScope, TRF, Tata Tin Plate, right? Even though each companies are reporting to the government individually, but these all coming to one umbrella only under Tata Group, under Reliance Group. Okay, so sometimes let's say Reliance had decided to use a same ERP or SAP, because anyway the owner is Ambani only. Let's say Ambani decides, okay, I'll use only one SAP ERP for all my companies. So that time there will be a company created, not company code. A company will be there. Then under that company, these all company codes will be created. Okay, so that we call it sister company or group of company. Generally, company code is only one only. Generally, we don't use this group concept, but you need to know above company also there could be one more organizational unit, that is company. Then comes the company code. Okay, company is a something you can see when you say Reliance Group, and there are different companies on the Reliance Group, Reliance Industry, Reliance Trade. This Reliance Trade is itself working as an individual company, though it's coming under Reliance Group umbrella. Reliance Group is nothing, no, it is not a legal entity actually. All the small entities what we have, Reliance Industries, I mean Reliance Oil Industry and all, those are working as a company code. Okay. So you need to know this. Sometimes this is a interview question actually. In which of the scenario we can have multiple company codes? So then you need to answer. Maybe it's a group company or sister company. Then we can have the multiple company code. Generally, when you will be working, you will not be only working under the one company code only. Okay, mostly. Now,
Company is the superior and then company code, right?
right. But generally, as I said, group company anyway you will be end up creating. Okay, let's go to our this one actually. Wait. See, when we created our this one org structure, no. So first we created company also. Even though, as I said, it's not a group company, then also a company will be there. But as I said, this is not. I mean, this is not that much important because every reporting will happen at a company code level. Company code is something which is registered to the government. Right? It's a legal entity. So company code is important. Even though we create it, nobody will talk about the company, whatever what company you have created. Everybody will be talking about the company code, company code, company code. Because company code is the highest level that reports to the government. Every profit loss statement, everything will be done on a company code level. Okay, as I said, let's say you have a group company, then you will have multiple company code under the same company. But as I said, most of the cases there will be one company and then one company code. Then sales or could be multiple. Everything that all those other things could be multiple, but generally these two things will be one only. One company code. Okay. Now, as I said, now the next organizational structure is sales org. Okay, so sales org is the highest organizational structure in our SAP SD. Okay, and still, I mean, it is also a 4-digit. You must have seen in our sales org. Let's go to header. You see, this is my sales org actually. ZORG. You can create your own. SAP also provides some SAP standard all this. See, when you are using SAP already provides all this standard company code, okay, sales org, distribution channel. Now, generally, as I said, we don't use it because we want to create our own. We don't want to change in the standard SAP because I said that we want to keep it as a master copy or something. Generally, that's the standard practice that we follow in SAP when you are working. You don't start using the standard one. You copy it and then you start using that. Let's say this is ZOR9, right? So this is created with the standard document type OR, but I don't want it to change or what do you call and don't want to disturb the OR configuration. I created my ZOR9. Now ZOR9 is created by me. So now I can change anything in the ZOR9. That's fine. It will not impact the SAP standard process what we have. Okay, so similarly, sales org will be already be existing in the system. What you need, I mean, generally, what we consultant do, we create our own sales org, just copying the original one. Okay, how we create, we'll see all those things. But as of now, when someone talks about sales org, so it's the highest organizational structure for our sales SAP SD, and it's the organization structure which is responsible for all the sales and service. You see, whenever we are talking about the SAP SD, we are not talking only about sales because service is also kind of sale only. So a sales org is organizational unit or a structure which is responsible for all your sales and services happening in the company. When they say company, it's not the actual company. It's talking about the company code. Generally, as I said, company code. But going forward, nobody will say company and company code. They'll simply say company. That means they're talking about the company code. Okay, here also you must have seen in our document also, there is no company. It's company code. You see, company code to be built. There is no something we have called ZCOM, right? What we have created here in our document. I mean, in the defining the org structure, we have created the company ZCOM. But what is coming in my sales order? ZCON. That is my company code. So generally they don't say company code, they simply say company. So don't get confused. They are talking about the company code only. Okay. Now, as I said, it's the highest unit of SAP SD. Who will be doing this creation and all? SAP SD consultant will be doing. We will be doing it. Okay. Where we will do, we will see all this later. Okay. Now, yeah, now these people will in interview, these people will ask you that okay, sales org is the highest org structure and org unit and which is responsible for sales and distribution and everything.
Deepak,
When yeah, yeah, any question? You're saying something?
Deepak,
Yeah,
that screen you showed us right now, that is a GUI or Fury?
this is GUI. We are using this GUI, no, this one.
Okay.
Okay, so this is GUI. Fury will not use actually. I mean, as I said, Fury is nothing, just a different skin actually. That's it. And as a consultant, you don't go to Fury. Whatever, as I said, in Fury you cannot do the config. Okay, Fury is for end customer only who will be using day to day and they want to create some what do you call graphical report and all and analytical tool that you want to use. We are not bothered about right how much sale it has happened, how much profit loss has happened. We are only bothered about what is happening in the business, how the business is running, and we have to map the business into SAP. That's it. That's the role of SAP as the consultant. Whether company is going in a profit, whether company is going in loss, that's not our headache, right? Generally. So we don't go for Fury generally. You can use it, that's up to you. To create the sales order, you can use the Fury, that's it. I mean, that's also fine. But generally, we don't use, the consultant don't go, I've seen very few consultants who are comfortable with Fury, they are mostly comfortable with the GUI method only. Okay. Okay, so yeah. So as I said, now say, let's assume Tata Steel is, let's talk about Tata Steel, let's take example of Tata Steel only. So when Tata Steel is selling some goods and services, right? So that could be sold inside India also and outside India also, right? So in those kind of scenario, generally most of the company will be using two different sales org. One sales org will be created for domestic sale. When we say domestic, generally that doesn't mean uh, uh, domestic is something what do you call inside the country that we call domestic actually in SAP terminology or in general business process. It's a domestic that means within India. Export means outside India. Okay, why we need to have two different sales org actually? You can have one sales org also, that's fine. You can do all your transactional export also, you can do with this domestic also. But why we need it? Because whenever you are doing export business, the process changes actually a lot. Because see, now a different country will come into picture, a different currency may come into picture, right? When you are selling to, let's say, China, a different currency it has, right? And also, as I said, at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter or at the end of the year, your top management will ask the salesperson, boss, tell me how much domestic sale we have done and how much export sale we have done. So it will be much easier to create that report if you use a different sales org for domestic and for export. So it is much easier to create that report. Anyone can see how much export we have done just by this export sales org. So the reporting is very easy if you use like this. As I said, you can create one itself, that's fine. But how you will differentiate later after 1 year? How you will differentiate how much sale you have done for domestic and export if you are using just one sales org? It's not possible, right? So for all that purpose, we create different sales org and all, so that it's completely differentiable. Its bifurcation is very easy, right? Salesperson can easily create all those report. Now the next org structure is distribution channel. As I said, why SAP is this much famous in all this ERP? Because the SAP is very what do you call user friendly terms. It also uses, right, distribution channel. So this is how your goods are going to reach out to your end customer, right? How you're distributing. That's what we call distribution, right? Dealer, distributor, direct customer, right? These all are kind of distribution. Like direct customer directly comes to your company and buys it. There could be a dealer who is buying in bulk, then he is selling into the end customer or to the medical shop. So these all are nothing but your distribution, how your goods are distributed to the market or to the end customer. So basically, selling the goods to end customer, the way of distributing to goods, the goods to end customer, how it reaches to the end customer, that we call distribution. In general, also we say it right. This is how we distribute the goods. So in SAP, we create a distribution channel also. In our case, we have created. Let's see, we will create our own also. But as of now, I'm just showing where you can see in sales order. If you go to your sales order header, in the sales tab, you can see all this information: sales order and then distribution channel. Okay, and as I said, since again is distribution channel, it is mostly used by SAP SD, not mostly, all of the time we only will be using, right? The production team, they are not bothered, right, how the goods are being given or how the goods are being distributed to the end customer. It is the sales person only who is responsible. So we will be creating the distribution channel. Okay, it is a 2-digit code. You can create anything, ZZ, 1, 2, it's alphanumeric things, you can create anything. Now, yeah, now division. Let's say,
Deepak, like I have it.
yeah,
So for sales organization, you told that we have one is normal code and one is export code, right?
right. You can have multiple.
So
It's
yeah,
not only
but
the export and domestic. You can have multiple also. Let's say for each region, or let's say for each state, you can also have one sales org. That is also sometimes some company work like this also.
so for sales or for domestic and export, we have different type like for distribution channel we have two digit code, right?
Right.
For sales organization we have different
Four digit
codes
code.
for yeah, like same code for domestic and export or different codes like for you got me Deepak? Like,
No, no,
for
no.
domestic we have four
Right.
and for export we have six or
No,
four
no,
you
no.
said.
Four only. That is what you call. That structure actually. If you go to SAPC, it's only 4-digit code. You could ZORG, ZOR1, anything you can. Let's see. When I press F4, you will see all the sales org actually. See, okay, wait. You see, these all are sales are created in our system actually in our SAP. So there are total 65 sales org. But you see, the digits are same only, 4-digit only. It could be alphanumeric, that's fine. But you see, all are having 4-digit only. Okay, I mean, as I said, obviously the number will be different. Let's say SP01, RM02. These all are different sales org we have. But it could have three. I mean, sorry, it could have up to four. Sorry, not mandatorily four, up to four. Like you see here, it is created only for three as well. Okay, so you cannot go beyond four. You cannot have 6-digit of sales or no, only 4-digit only. Okay, distribution channel 2-digit, division again 2-digit. Okay, these all no need to worry. Once you start using SAP, you will remember all these things, and nobody will ask you all these things. But since it is there, we need to know first. At initial days of using SAP, we all get confused actually. So that time it is useful only. Okay, now see division. So as I said, let's talk about the example of Tata Steel only. So when Tata Steel is selling few goods, they will have a multiple variety of goods, right? DI seat could be there, rods could be there, some nail could be there that we use, right? Some bar, TMT bar could be there, right? So on a higher level, actually, they need to divide the goods into some different categories, right? So that we call it division. So division is a range of product or grouping of product which are similar. Let's say TMT. Now, if you see the TMT bar also, there could be 100 of TMT bar, right? Different dia, different length, different composition, right? Carbon, steel composition could be different. So different TMT bar could be there. But these all TMT bars are coming into one division only. It's a TMT division, TMT bar division. As I said, DI seat. DI seat again could have multiple varieties, but it's a division of DI seat or that seat only, right? So higher level category of your product line, we call it division. Okay, we will be creating this division in SAP, and it's a 2-digit code. Okay, you can have anything. As I said, based on the business requirement, you can have multiple this one. Okay, like one of the example, I'll give you one more where I was working earlier. So they used to sell some ferroalloy. They used to sell some cement. They used to sell some DI pipe. Okay, they used to sell some cement. So we have, I mean, there we have four different division actually. One for ferroalloy material, one for DI pipe, one for cement. And since they were also running the small power plant, so some electricity they were also selling actually. So they, for that also they had one division actually. So division is nothing but on a categorization of your goods on a higher level. That business we don't decide actually. Okay, how you are going to define or how you are going to differentiate your goods. These all business will tell you. Let's say they will say, we are selling mostly four categories. So okay, we have to create four division. This is how we map all these things. Okay. Here, let's say here in this example, in this example they are using the medical equipment kind of stuff. So you see, for pediatric they have a different category, for gyno they have a different, for cardiac they have a different, for pain relief what do you call division, they are creating another division for Z4. Okay, now this is sales line. Sales line is a hypothetical thing actually. It doesn't exist in the real world, but it is just the combination of sales from a distribution channel. Okay, there is no need and nobody will ask you, but sometimes some interviewer may ask you what is sales line. So you just need to tell it's a combination of sales organ distribution channel. Like in our, let's go to our sales order. What will be my sales line here for my sales order? Combination of sales organ distribution. So what is my sales organ? What is my distribution channel in my sales order?
Sales order is 5754.
Oh, that is sales order. That is sales order number. What is my sales org? I shown you sales org, right? What is my sales organization for the sales order?
This ZOR9.
No, ZORN is order type, no. This was my sales org, right? ZORG.
Yes, ZORG, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
and what is my distribution channel?
ZC.
ZC. So what will be my sales line here?
Combination of both, like,
Right.
yeah.
So what
ZORG.
we lost you, Kuswant, actually.
Deepak
Yeah.
and Deepak, your voice is like too low.
Okay, I don't know. Now it's better now.
Yes, yes, it is better.
Okay. So now tell me what is my sales line for my sales order?
Yeah, factor making, like there is a small power. Hello, am I audible, Deepak?
Yeah, your voice is low actually. I don't know whether it's for me or for Yojana as well.
Both
Hello,
of
am
your
I audible,
voices are so
Deepak? Like,
low.
Yeah, now
hello, am I audible?
now a bit better. Yeah.
Like the combination like ZORG and ZC, right, Deepak?
Yeah, that's it. So that is my sales line. If someone asks you what is the sales line for this sales order 5754, you just need to tell ZORG plus ZC. That is my sales line. That's it. Okay. And if you combine this also in the combination, then we call it sales area. You see, it is saying sales area, then it is combining all three. So if someone asks you what is the sales area for your sales order, what you will say?
Like ZORG, ZC,
ZORG.
and Z.
Yes,
That is for sales area, right?
Yeah. So ZORG plus ZC
Oh,
plus ZC. That is my sales area.
ZD have specific term, Deepak, like
Yeah.
ZD have specific term.
ZD is a division actually. As I said, you can create your own ZD, Z1, OR, anything you can create. It's up to you. You see, if you press F4, it is just showing one, but there could be multiple division actually. Okay, let me show you. You can create your, it's not only ZD, you can create your own. You see, division, this is your division. You see how many divisions we have? 0, 1, 65, 73, okay, 14, 0, 0, 67, all these are divisions. Okay, and each division will have its own description actually. Okay, like we have ZD, right? So where is ZD? If you scroll down, I believe it must be in the list. You see ZD. And what is the description of the
Yes.
ZD division? It's testing division. I mean, this is what we have created. You can create your anything. Like as I said, TMT bar, okay, nails, and you can say DI pipe, anything. It's up to the business how they want to categorize their product, right? Clear? And also one more thing, when you are, see, when I am into this VO01 screen or anywhere, not only in this VO, anywhere, let's say I just want to see how many sales order type is there in SAP as of now configured. So you can use this square button, right? You see this square button is appearing here. If you press here, that we call it F4 actually, okay? You can, in your keyboard, you can press F4 or you can click on this, that's small button, right? This small button is coming. You press here, it will show you all the sales order which is created so far in the system. You see there are total 139 sales order created. Where we were creating sales order in VOV8, right? Let us go to VOV8. Here you will be seeing multiple actually. Why? Because here itself we are creating for inquiry, quotation, everything. Okay, so whatever we do here for sales order, anywhere, let's say in my what do you call? How can I say? Let's say customer group, customer price group. Even though it is not appearing here, if I click on drop down, I can see what and all configuration is available as of now. Okay, or let's say sales office. I think it will only show for. Uh, okay, forget about now. So F4 search you understood at least now. What is this F4 search? That this button we call it F4 search basically. Okay, I'll tell you further once we are more familiar with this SAP actually. I'll tell you. But as of now, just remember you can click on this button and you can see the possible entries that you could have. Okay. Now let's go back to the document again. Yeah. So as I said, sales line is nothing but the combination of sales of and distribution. That's it. There is no further thing actually that someone will ask you. That's it. Sales line is a combination of sales of and distribution channel. Okay. Nobody, I mean, generally we don't use this term because whenever you are talking about any sales order, we are mostly talking about the sales area. So sales area is a combination of sales org, then distribution channel, then division. As I said, in our case, ZORG plus ZC plus ZD. This is my sales area. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Now, yeah. Now sales office. Sales office is a physical location actually where group of people sit. We say it right, like in Mumbai we have sales office. In Kolkata we could have sales office. In Chennai we could have sales office where our sales team will be sitting and they will be doing the business. They will be selling the goods to the end customer, right? Let's say any customer wants to get some information about any of our product, they will go to the sales office and they can have a discussion regarding the product, regarding the pricing and everything they can discuss from our company representative, right? So that we call it sales office in SAP. Okay, so it's a physical location. It actually exists in the system and in the SAP also, and in the real world also you can see that okay, this is my sales office. Okay, fourth floor, seventh floor, those all what we call it sales office. It's a physical entity, physical location there where people actually sit. Okay, again sales office is a 4-digit code, but it is not mandatory to use. Okay, let's say in our case also, you see we have not used the sales office, it's blank. So you can create your sales order without sales office, without sales group. These two things are optional, not mandatory, but sales area is mandatory. Without sales area you cannot create it, because see, whenever I'm selling a good, think logically. So some division I'm selling, right? Some category of good I'm selling, right? So that will add that information in the ZD. Then in the division, we add that information. How that goods is going to be delivered to the end customer, that we decide via our distribution channel. So that is ZC. Something we have to enter. Then only we are selling, right? But sales office and sales group are not mandatory. It is required as per the business decision. If they want to use this option, they can use it. If they don't want, they will not use it. As I said, all these things will help you in your reporting purpose, let's say, as I said, in India, let's say a company is having 21 sales office. Then at the end of the month, they will also prepare some report, okay, that which sales office has done good business, how much sale they have done in this financial year. So unless until you use the sales office, you cannot tell to the higher management or to the owner of the company, right? So if you use it, then only you can prepare the report. So for that purpose, I said, if company, let's say a company is not having sales office, they are only having one company, and from there only they are selling. They don't have a sales office anywhere. So there is no need to create sales office in that case, right? That's it. They don't have sales offices, the multiple sales office. They will not use it. It's not mandatory. Okay. Again, it's a 4-digit code, and again, as I said, everything, whatever you create, the division, the distribution channel, the sales org, the sales office, directly or indirectly, these all things will be linked to the company code only. Okay, we'll see all this how we do this assignment. By the now, just remember what all the org structure we have. So far, whatever we have seen, or the org structure, company code, that's a legal entity, sales org, a unit that handles all your sales and service related activities, then distribution channel, how your goods are going to be distributed to the end customer, division, segregation of your product or a product line on a higher level, that we call division. These two are just a combination actually, sales line, sales area. These are not, you see, this is why this number has not give up, number is not given. 4 is sales, the fourth is division. For sales line and sales area, they are not given the number. That why, because this is not your sales, this is not your organizational structure. This is just a combination. Okay. Now sales office, you see the 5. That means this is or part of your org structure actually. So sales office is clear. Now sales group. Again, sales group is very similar as the name suggests. It's a group of people working together. Okay, again as I said, it's not mandatory. You can have 3-digit code. If you want to use it, you use it. If you don't want, no need to use it. Okay, it's up to you. Whether if you want to use it for your reporting purpose, you can create it. If business doesn't want that reporting, we don't create it. Okay. And this all, the sales group and this sales office, our SD consultant will be doing. So we will creating. Where we will create, we'll see all this. But as of now, just remember these all things we create. Company code we don't create. Okay, remember this thing. Now, yeah. Now, whenever you are selling any good, okay, it's 44. Okay. Let's say, as I said, let's take an example of Tata Steel. So they are manufacturing some good, then they are selling. So there will be some plant on right. That's the very basic thing any company will have. Like this is just what do you call typical a process or production process. Actually, it has taken example of production plant. The production system or production client actually. So let me zoom it a bit actually. Yeah, here a lot of things are here to understand and to remember actually. So as I said, let's say let's our case. Let's talk about Tata Steel. They are manufacturing some goods, right? Definitely they will manufacture. So for that they will have some plant. They could have a different number. Anything they could, let's say LD1, LD2, or any number they could have. It could have to them how they want to create it, the numbers and the descriptions. Like in our case also, let me go to our sales order. If I go to line item, how I go to line item, I double click on the material number itself. It will take you to the line item. Go to shipping tab. So this is my plant. Okay, this is what we have created. So generally, as I said, you will not create it. Who will create this plant first? It will be created by consultant. Again, consultant will not create by its own. They will not simply wake up one day and they will say, I will create 4 plant. No. How they will create? They will first discuss it with business. Business will tell them, boss, we have 3 plants. Then they will create 3 plants only. Okay, it's not that okay, the consultant is responsible, so they can create any n number of plant. No. So these all things happen, discussion happens between business and the consultant, then only they create. And as I said, this is our testing system, so you can create n number of lots, that's fine. It's up to you. You can, for testing purpose, you can create anything. Like we created for that PTT, you can create that PT1, that PT2, anything you can create. It's up to you. Okay, now see. So I said there are a lot of other org structure that is mentioned here. So first, as I said, there will be some plant where the production will be actually happening, right? So here if you see, this is your plant. This is a higher level of plant actually. See, when you say plant actually, it doesn't mean only the area where the production is happening, right? When I say plant means the plant will contain a lot of different things also, where the raw material will be kept in the plant only, right? The raw material will come and sit in the plant, then only they will manufacture something. So the not only the production process, they will keep some raw material. Okay, they will, after producing that goods, they will keep that goods, the finished goods, into some storage location. So that is also part of a plant only, correct? Now when the goods are kept, now let's say you are going to sell it, then the truck will come, you will load that goods into the truck. So then a shipping point term will come. This is a shipping term actually, say shipping point, from where you are going to ship it. Shipping, basically, you can, in a layman language, you can just understand loading and unloading, right? When a truck comes, you need to load it. So that thing we call it shipping point. Because see, the truck cannot go and sit in the, directly go to the production system and the place where the production is happening, right? Because they're in real world also, right? That's not how things works. Truck will be given some different area, some particular area. Okay, you come and stand here, you wait here, we will load the good and then you can go. So that place we call it shipping point. Okay. Now, so as I said, plant is a 4-digit code. It's a physical location because, as I said, plant is there. That's why they're from there only they are manufacturing the goods. So it's a physical location. Who will be creating this plant? Consultant will be creating it. Okay. We just use it. We don't create it. As I said, in this system you can create, because it's a testing system. You can create anything, company code, company plant, whatever you want. You can create. That's fine. But in the real world, you will not create it. Okay, even if you have access, you don't create it, because if anything goes wrong, people will blame you only why you created the plant, because you are not responsible for plant creation. Plant creation has to be done by the consultant only, so you should not touch that in the production system while you will be working after the training. Okay, so here are few things you need to remember. This is, again I said, when the goods are ready, you will be keeping the goods into some location, right? In the real world also, let's say you have a big area of your plant. Once the goods are ready, you will not throw it here and there, right? You will keep all those finished goods to some particular area. Okay, in this area I will keep the finished goods, that area I will keep the raw material. So that is a storage location, something, right? So SAP, we call it a storage location where you keep the goods. Finished good, you can have a different storage location. For semi-finished good, you can have a different storage location. Let's say there are few material that requires what do you call, refrigeration, that needs to be kept at the lower what do you call, lower temperature. So that will be another storage location. Okay, so in SAP also you need to create different storage location like this. Again, as I said, shipping point, from where you will do the shipping, you will load and unload the truck, so that we call it shipping point. Okay, these all things actually, I don't know whether you people have visited any plant or not, but if you get a chance to visit, you will see all this. Okay, the trucks comes and the truck waits somewhere, then the trucks enter one by one, and then the loading happens, then truck goes, that's it. Truck cannot go and roam here and there in all the plant, then it's not the right way actually. Okay, now you see, this is raw material department where you keep the raw material. This is also part of your plant only, correct? Now as a SD consultant in SAP also, in the real world also, think of a, as I said, let's talk about the statistical example only. When they are producing some steel, right? Let's say TMT bar. So to produce that TMT bar, they need some raw material, right? Some coal, some iron ore they need. So that iron ore we call it raw material. So as SD consultant, we are not interested in the raw material. We are what we are selling actually, or any sales team what they are selling. They will be selling some finished product only. So we are only interested in finished goods. When I say finished goods means the final product, because that's what you are going to sell. Raw material, who will be bothered about the raw material? The purchasing team. The team will be bothered about the raw material. Okay, because if say, let's say if you have to produce something, you need let's say production, you are part of production team. If you don't have raw material, what you will do, you will simply report to your senior boss, I don't have raw material, what from where I should produce the good, I don't have the raw material itself. Then your senior or superior will speak to the product, I mean this purchasing team. They will call them, boss, we don't have a stock, please get the stock, raw material stock, we need it. Okay. Once the production team produces it, then they keep it in the finished storage location, they put it into SAP actually. Then our job start actually. Not our job, as I said, when the SD process comes into picture, the sales and distribution. When the product is ready, we will sell it. Okay. Then these all of you definitions, you can read it. After packing shipping point, yeah. So as I said here, this is our shipping point, right? Where you will load the truck and you will send the goods out. So that's what we call it, shipping point. So it's a physical location, okay, where you will do the process of loading the trucks into, not only the truck, it could be rail also. Like say Tata Steel or big company, they not only ship via truck, they could use train also. Indian Rail also, they use it as a transporter. So they will have some different arrangement where that rail will come and they will load the goods in the wagon and everything, and then they will dispatch it. Okay. Then a storage location. So you see again one thing you notice, plant is having a number, then shipping point storage location is not having a number, but this is also part of your this one, because see, when I'm creating a sales order, here also you see the storage location. And also think from the plant perspective. Forget about SAP. If a truck comes, I have to load something, right? From the shipping point, what I will be doing, I will be loading something into truck. But to load, what I will load, I will load some finished good. Then from where I will get that finished good? From some storage location only I will bring it, right? Maybe from this storage location, or maybe from this temperature specific storage location, I will get the goods, then only I will load it. So storage location is also very important. It is mandatory kind of stuff, which when you are doing any sales process, maybe it doesn't require at the time of sales order, that's fine. But when you are actually delivering, you're doing PGI, the truck came and you have to load it, then you need to have your storage from where you're going to pick that material, from where you're going to take out that material. That time your storage location is mandatory. That's why you see in my sales order, I have not given the storage location. That's fine. It is not asking me mandatorily that put storage location. But let me go to any what do you call, any delivery. Let's see any delivery which is there. You see, this is my delivery document. The T code we use it VL03N, or you can use VL03. Okay, one more thing I just need to tell here. There will be few T codes. Let's see. Now what I use VL03N. Correct. Let me open VL03. VL03. Now I'm not using that N. I'm just using VL03. Again, I can open the delivery. But you see, it opened the same thing actually. Basically, you see the same delivery 5255, 5255. Everything is same. The same material, same detail. Everything I can see. All these detail I can see. But the difference is, this is the old T code. Wherever you see that N, right, N term, so that is something we call it new. In layman you can understand, N means a newer version of that T code. Okay, few T codes you will see like this only, like VL01N. That is the newer T code. SAP call it enjoy. Okay, it's a newer view and newer, because see here it is very easy to see this picking, loading, shipment, everything. But here all thing it's very difficult. You have to go to this more and maybe to some menu, and then you can find all those things. So wherever this N is there, that means the look and feel will be easier. It will be more convenient to use actually. So wherever you have multiple options without N, with N also, always go with the N only, because that's the newer T code. Okay. Remember, if someone asks you what is the difference between,
Maximum T codes have N because
no, not always. Let's say VA01. We don't have VA01N. It's not there. It's not like that. For delivery, we have VL01, VL01N, VL02, VL02N. Okay, but not always. But some interview, maybe as I said, for initial level, maybe these people may ask you what is VL03 and what is VL03N, what this N denotes. So N denotes the enjoy. In SAP, we call it enjoy. Enjoy is nothing but a more convenient way of using that T code actually. So look and feel is slightly different. Everything you can do. It's not only that we have to use VL03N. You can use VL03 also. It will work as it is. It's fine. But it's more convenient to you. That's it. Okay. Yeah. So now as I said, we were discussing storage location. As I said, when the actual delivery is going to happen, that time system will ask you from which location you are going to pick the material. Sales order, it's fine. You create a sales order because at the sales order level, generally what we do, we just capture few information like who is my end customer, what he is going to buy, at what price he is going to buy. That time it's not mandatory. Nobody will ask you, no, from where you will pick the storage location, tell me now itself. No, nobody will be asking like that. First, what you will say, they just create the sales order, that's fine. We have the delivery in next 10 days, so we will decide from where we will take, right? This is how things works actually in real world also. So this is why SAP also is not asking storage location in sales order, but it is mandatory part in delivery. You cannot do the post good issue without storage location. Okay. Now, this depot and CFN you can ignore it now. It is not that relevant actually. Okay, it's very simple. See, depot. What is depot? It's something where you keep your. Let's say I'm running a business in Kolkata. I have my plant in Kolkata. Now I have to deliver. Let's say I have to ship it via ship. Let's say most of the customer is asking my goods to be delivered via ship. So every time it will not happen like that. Okay, ship will come to the seashore, right? The big ships, and then I will send my goods from. Okay, let's start shipping the goods towards the what do you call loading point. It will take unnecessary time. So for what purpose? I mean, for those purposes, what we create some depot. Depot is nothing where you just keep the finished goods handy. The ships comes, you load it. That's it. Okay, so that we call it depot. And the CFE you can ignore, that's not important that much. Yeah, storage log, as I said, it's very important when you are actually delivering your goods. When you are doing the PGI, it's mandatory you to use any storage log. Without storage location you cannot do it. Okay, but see, let's say when I'm selling a service, I'm doing a business in service kind of stuff, that time storage location is not mandatory, right? Because it's a service. Whenever I'm doing a tangible goods PGI, that time I need storage location. It's mandatory. But for service, there is no need, right? Okay. So again, it's a 4-digit code. Again, it's MM consultant who will be creating the storage location. We don't create it. We just use it. And where this storage location will be there, within the plant only, right? Storage location cannot work individually. It's some in real world also. If you see any storage location where the goods are kept, maybe finished good, raw material, anything, that is something under some plant only. In the plant premises or plant area only, that storage location will be there. Okay, so it's part of your plant only. Shipping point. Why shipping point again? Okay, here also it came and again here. Okay, fine. As I said, it's a physical location where we generally, as a thumb rule, you can understand where you load the goods into your truck. Okay, this is something which we will be creating a 4-digit code where you see the shipping point in the sales order. If you go to a sales order, and VA03, you go to your line item, you go to shipping. This is my plant, this is my shipping point. Okay, let's stop I think here only. So any doubt so far? What is shipping point, what is storage location?
Deepak, Deepak, I want to know that in how many months you are going to finish this training, like by
we
which month
have
or which
we have some 60 hours. Okay,
60 hours.
yeah,
Okay.
60 class we have to take. I think today is the 6th class, I believe. Okay,
Hmm.
so we'll try to cover as much as we can because see, 60 hours is very less. If you talk about if you ask me, 60 hours is very less to give training on
Yes.
SAP as a brief, because if I go to any topic in detail, That topic itself will take some 8 hours, 10 hours or something. Okay. And as I said, for you people as a fresher, nobody will ask you that detail, that level. Okay, tell me how it works. Don't tell me the exact configuration, the steps. No. Even if you know the at a higher level also what is plant, what is storage location, where I can see my sales order, where I can see the sales area, where I can see the shipping point. This is enough for you people. Okay. We'll see. As of now, I said whatever is required, I will go to that level. Don't worry. But if I, as I said, if I go too deep for any topic, it will be just waste of your time only. Okay, what will happen? You will be knowing one topic only, and then when you go to interview or when you are working for any company, if someone asks you what is invoice, you are like, oh, invoice, I don't know. So it should not happen, right? You should also know what is sales order, what is delivery, what is invoice. So you should have a complete overview. Okay, so this is how